Thank you for the very generous and kind introduction of me. Mr. Aurelio Montenola III, our Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Michael Alba, our President. Can you see me? Dr. Maria Teresa Trinidad Tino, our Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Attorney Gianna Montinola, Vice President for Communication and Marketing Office, Dr. Mirna Quinto, Vice President for Academic Development, Mr. Joven Castro, Assistant Vice President for Academic Services, Dr. Alma Emerita de la Cruz, Dean of Institute of Accounts, Business and Finance, Dr. Gerald Villar, University Registrar, Ms. Zara De Vera, President of FEU Makati MBA Alumni Association and Oath Administrator for the FEU Alumni Foundation, Inc., program heads, faculty members, parents, graduates of 2017, congratulations. My friends, and my family, thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen. I believe God gives His blessings. He gives it abundantly. He gives more than you ask for. 50 years ago, when I received my Bachelor of Arts in Mathematics in this same university, I was not able to join the graduation march. Yes, because I promised my dad I will go home right away and work. 2 years later, 40 years after, I was invited by FEU Diliman to be the commencement speaker of its 18th commencement exercises, and that was my first graduation march. Not only that, 2 months ago, I was invited again to be the commencement speaker of FEU Cavite. That was my second graduation march. Today, my third graduation march. Not yet. With a bonus of the conferment of the honorary doctorate in humanities. From the bottom of my heart and gratitude, I thank FEU Board of Trustees for giving me this honor. I shall forever carry this title with my name and forever be a proud Tamaral. I know all of you are excited to finish this ceremony. I know because you want to take your pictures. Yes, I know. And also have graduation dinner with your family and friends, right? That includes me. So I will try to make my speech very, very short. Not as short as you think of. Okay. Let me tell you about who I am. Maybe you'll be surprised why I was given that honor. I came from a family of 14 children. Okay, don't ask. One father, one mother. I was the 10th child. I was number 10. I live in an island, southernmost part of the Philippines, called Jolo, in the archipelago of Sulu. Yes. Every day we had fish because it's an island. We have fish on the dining table, fried fish, fish soup, adobo fish. Okay, that's all. Once in a while, we have fried chicken. My mother could tell me not to eat first, but to wait for my brothers and sisters. At the end, I was left with the neck and the head of the chicken. Because of that, I have learned the values of how to share, how to be patient, and how to sacrifice for others. When I was about to go to senior high school, my father has no more budget for me. They were all taken by my older brothers and sisters. I had to study in Zamboanga City and stayed with my married sister who had 9 children, and now plus me, 10. After studying there for 2 years, I told my mother I wanted to study in Manila. She told my dad, and my dad said, no. He got so angry, he threw a chair on my mom. Good, my mom knows how to duck. And it hit my neighbor who was listening. It was good. It was good. It hit him because he has no children. He was rich. And he told my father, he said, no more quarrel. I will pay her tuition fee. Let her go to Manila. So I came to Manila. In the morning, I studied at FEU Moraita. In the afternoon, I studied my senior high at the Chinese school. After my graduation, I went home right away because that was what I promised my dad. Baka mamaya, itatapon naman yung upuan sa mami ko. So I had to go home right away. And I was only 19 at that time. I was teaching high school algebra, physics, chemistry, of course, math, my subject, geometry, in Mandarin. Yes, that was the requirement at that time. My whole life, I was indebted to our neighbor, our rich neighbor, who paid my tuition fee. I was almost like his daughter, and I took care of him until he died. Gratitude is a virtue that you should never forget, because on your journey to your success, you will meet a lot of people who will be part of your life. No man is an island. You cannot do things by yourself. In 2009, when I was informed that I was chosen Pearl S. Buck International Woman of the Year, I was so excited. I changed my speech 4 times. Until my 4th son, Junior, he's there right now. He's there. He's shy. Okay, he said, "Mommy, you have to tell people who you are. Because unlike the previous recipients, like Hillary Clinton, Cory Aquino, Laura Bush, Audrey Hepburn, they're all known personalities. And you, nobody knew you." So I changed my speech to a speech of gratitude, thanking people, thanking my mom for inspiring me to study. I remember I mentioned names of people who were the reason why I was able to attain the highest honor ever given to a Filipina. I was given a citation by U.S. Congressman Patrick Murphy during the 111th U.S. Congress, and Catherine Watson, House of Representative of the state of Pennsylvania, personally handed to me the citation she sponsored in my honor during the awarding ceremony in Pennsylvania, USA. Walang palakpakan. Thank you. Going back to 1970, when peace and order in my hometown was getting worse, I had to leave my teaching, my students. I have to come to Manila, and I met my husband. That's my husband, he's there. Will you please stand up and show people how handsome you are? Okay, my husband was my high school classmate in Zamboanga City. Thank you. He was, at the time, a professor of physics at the Mapua Institute of Technology. And I was a Chinese language teacher in Xavier School. We got married in 1971. When our children were coming out one by one, teaching could no longer sustain our family financially. Both of us has to quit teaching, and we went into handicraft business, t-shirt printing, movie rentals. My husband even sold fish in Divisoria. And finally, the seaweed business. My office was inside our dining room. I typed letters one by one in its original form because at that time there was no computer yet. Until one day, we got a huge order from France. I was wondering what they were doing with 1,000 tons of seaweed. I went into research and found out that it is being processed into seaweed powder called carrageenan. This is a food ingredient used in almost all processed food. Food like ice cream, ham, sausages, chocolate milk, medicine capsules, and other pharmaceutical products. Orders were coming in one by one. We became the pioneer of the seaweed industry, and we were the biggest exporter of carrageenan in the Philippines. I was so busy making money, I forgot my mother. I remember she used to come to my office and watch me with 2 ears with 3 telephones. Not being able to talk to her at all. But one day, 26 years ago, my brother called me and told me that mother needed a cataract surgery. I volunteered to stay with her in the hospital, paid all her hospital expenses. The surgery went well. The doctor came in to talk to me. I jokingly asked the doctor if he could check my eyes also, and he told me, yes, you can come with your mom for her post-surgery checkup. The doctor examined my eyes, and he said, I have to go to see another eye specialist. So I went to see the eye specialist, and he looked at my eyes, and he said, you have a brain tumor. I argued with him. I said, Doc, marunong ka ba? He did not answer me. He just gave me a prescription and said, go have a CT scan. I did. And the CT scan showed the brain tumor is already as big as a golf ball. And it wrapped around my carotid artery. It was a very difficult surgery that I have to go to New York to have it taken out. It took my neurosurgeon 14 hours to take out the tumor. The surgery was successful, but I lost 75% of my vision. I went into depression for 6 months. I asked God, why me? Of course, he did not answer. Not yet, not yet. But he sent me a friend, Ludette. Where is she? Ludette? Okay, she's there. Can you show everybody who you are? Yes. She was God sent to me. Every day she talks to me. Until now. And my second son, he's not here right now. He saw me doing nothing. He suggested that I play golf. And I told him, I cannot. With 25% vision, I have no distance. I have no depth. I have no dimension. But my son said, Mommy, you have a caddy. You can ask him to guide you. So I accepted his challenge. I went to the driving range. I practiced my distance. I practiced my depth. And finally, I was playing golf with my friends there, my golf friends. So I went up to Baguio City to the invitation of Baguio Country Club. I played there, but I asked for an additional assistance because in golf you have only one caddy. You cannot have two. So they agreed to give me another assistance because of the terrain of the Baguio Country Club. Before playing, a reporter asked me why I needed an assistant. So I showed him a certificate from my eye doctor which says I am legally blind. So he watched me play. After playing 18 holes, he looked at my scorecard and he told me, you got the highest point. Walang palakpakan. I got the highest point. And I put to shame all the players with perfect vision. He wrote about me in his press release, and from that time on, I was a celebrity of the women's golf. I was featured in the Philippine Inquirer Golf magazine cover page entitled Blind Shots. Today, my international recognition and standing here in front of you is God's answer to my question, why me? Now I know that God has plans for all of us even before we were formed in the wombs of our mother, and nothing is by accident. Your being here today is God's plan. But He gave us a free will. That's why when Chris Aquino interviewed me in her Chris list, I told her, life is a choice. I could have chosen to stay home and cry and make everybody's life miserable. I did not. I chose to be courageous. I chose to be strong. I went out to play golf. In this world, life is never easy. You have to work hard for it. My mission today is giving back to God all the blessings that He has given me. He's choosing me to be His instrument of love to inspire people like you. Did I? Thank you. I end my speech by sharing with you my favorite sports, golf. Golf has taught me how to refocus my remaining vision and gave me the freedom to be outdoor unaided. It pushed me to master the technique of a legally blind person, but not socially blind. Not socially blind. Thank you, and congratulations to all of you.